Good evening, guys. Good afternoon. It's a 4:40 p.m. Today is Tuesday, August 16th. So let's start with the pre-market notes. So story is simple again today. Same as yesterday. I kept the same description like yesterday here. With little bit change here. I started talking about weekly players now. So you can read through it, okay? But overall the story was today dream numbers and hunting levels. Those two levels are very important, and basically price went from dream number to hunting level, and it held hunting level, and then it went back to dream number. That was the story. Simple. That was a simple story today. Price went from here to here down, and from here to here up towards the closing. That's all. Nothing fancy. Both parties were active, right? And these are the levels for ES. If sell-off has to come, then it has to be failed breakout or open drive down. So we had an open drive down, today. And then Russell, this area, very, very important. Gold, you can read through it. I did not check the gold. Dream numbers are very, very powerful, super powerful. 627, 650. Okay, so this is my 650 dream number, 627 or 26 dream number, right? So I published the notes around 7 o'clock, and then you can see it. Price held this resistance, right? Just a line, right? Then it came down, sliced, when it tried to hold 650, little bit up, sliced through it, went to the next dream number, which is this, then came back up to this dream number, then it held it again, then it came down before open, okay, and then it opened right around this dream number, which it did actually. See, it touched it here also, see that? Then it went higher to the top dream number. See, it's all about dream numbers, and dream numbers are very, very powerful, and these blue lines are my hunting levels, and you can see it here, 650. That's where I took a short. I didn't want to take a short, but when I see price hesitating around dream number, I took the short, and anyway I had a feeling today, for sell-off, something like that. That's why I used the word sell-off today specifically in my notes. So we already talked about all these things in pre-market voice commentary, right? So 650, I also talked about it is important, why it was drawn, and it is not a straightforward line, blah blah blah, right? So anyway, I took the short here, right? And then I was targeting 584 backup bias area. That was my actual target, But then problem was ES today in the morning. ES was not going down, so 91 was the level in ES. We were observing it during opening, this area somewhere, 91, actually this line, this red line, so ES was not able to like go below the red line. It was like slight poking up, it was like ping ponging here, basically here, right here, and NQ was like going down, right? So I tried to hold it when it was here in this job, but eventually I gave up. 70%, I built up, 30% I kept it, and then finally it went there, and I was out 100% right here, right first touch, and my trading was over. Okay, so that was my trade. Yes, the trade was at this bearish disconnect. So when price tested higher, it was a bearish disconnect. Yesterday's close, and NQ was hovering around here. This was a good time, to take a short even, or you can ignore it. You just wait for longs also, because AD was rising, right? So you can even wait for a long also, or you don't do anything, because since NQ was going down, right, and ES was going higher, so there is no point going long. There is no point going even short even here, because ES was going higher, right? But since it was a gap fill, bearish disconnect, you can take a short here. Not at the first test, but second time up, you can take a short. So that was a short, but then the target is only 91. You can't hope for more. So 97 to 91, that is what we talked about in Discord. Okay. Then ES was ping ponging, right? So there are a couple of trades in ES, but then you have to ignore NQ at that point, right? So otherwise I don't want to ignore anything, right? So for me there is no trade here, but there was a genuine case here, that I explained. Double divergence, bearish divergence, there was a it was a bullish divergence, and not single, double divergence, So when first time price came here to this low, see 80, it was diverging, right? So it was a bullish divergence that gives the right for buyers to buy it up back to 91, which it did. So that was your target, Second time when it came down again, there was another divergence, little bit higher, right? So it's a double bullish divergence. Again buyers bought it. Again you can buy, target is 91, right? Or you can short at 91, because 91 was important, we talked about it, and 97 also. So you can see it here in pre-market note at 7 o'clock. These are the notes, these were the notes actually. Backup sellers area was this, preferred buyers area was this, which actually held it, This was my hunting level. Remember, hunting levels are important today. So hunting level, which it held it today, right, to the T. Preferred buyers area also now, it held it here, right? This was a preferred sellers area, 97 or 91, and you can see it, 91, 97 held it here, right, to the T almost, and then price rotated around 91, basically it held 91 too, and price went lower, see? So levels are very powerful, so does the comments, right? We also talked about in Discord, in voice, that if breaks below 626, sellers may come, because it's a powerful area. It was a dream number, preferred buyers area, all these things was here, right? So at the moment it broke through it, and then it held it, see? We also talked about how to do trade management, how to do trail stop it, So one person shorted it here, but then when price went down, he moved his stop to 626. So I said it's a mistake, right? You should keep your stop here. When price goes like this here, then you move your stop to 626, So but anyway, so that was the short, right? And then there is no short here. After that, when price went down, right, so this is the difficult area to short or trade short, and long also same thing. So to me, this is not the area to trade today. Okay, no short side, because these were the good support, So you don't want to mess around, like shorting it and managing it, right? You just watch the price action, right? So because ES was not going down, finally ES broke down, right, like this. So actually I took the short right here, So and then when it went down like this, right, my virtual stop was right here, at 87, right here, right? I did not move it. Then price went down, came back up, it went down, right? It's trying to go down here, correct? NQ also did the same thing from this support turn resistance. See idea here? See that? So I saw both going down, right? The only problem was, and AD was also going down, correct? So I moved my stop to break even at that point, right here, because now I don't want price to come back up. See, buyers fought it, and now it break down. I don't want price to go higher now. Simple, If it goes higher, I'm wrong, and price may reverse, right? So, and this is what actually happened. So I got stopped out here. I didn't take the profit because my target was 73 or 71, right here somewhere, right? But I knew that it may bounce, First time touch, it may bounce, but then idea was it should hold below 87. It depends on the strength of the sellers at that point, right? But I know AD was against it, so it may bounce, right? So I didn't want to risk more, but same time, by looking at this breakdown, I don't want to take a profit, right at 78. That was not the idea. I shorted at 84 or 87 to just take a 10 point, idea was lower, right? So, and NQ was already down, right? So that was the idea. But anyway, this thing did not work out, right? And then I left, right? Then price went higher. Then I got a guest. So anyway, I was busy with the guest at home, and I did not look at this price action, but you can see it. We talked about it, right? The moment it goes above it, it may reverse. You can see it here. It was a hands exchanged, right? Whoever sold it here, they flipped it to the buy side, because now it's a failed breakdown, right? If sellers were so strong after this breakdown, price should have gone down. But problem was this naked dream number, See, dream numbers are very powerful, whether it's a regular dream number or naked dream number. So this was a naked dream number, 521 dotted line from the past, you know. So that's why you can see it just touched it to the dot, almost to the T, and then price bounce, right? But the problem was you can't go long now. You have to wait for price to take out this backup bias area first, you know, because that's what the last sell off happened, right? And ES above 91, you know, then you can go long, because 91 was the key area of the open that we were monitoring it, right? So 91, which is right here, right? So when NQ went above this 583 backup bias area, ES went above 91, right? After holding these things, now you go long, because at that time momentum was also with you, right? AD was also going higher now, right? That was your long. Now you look for day's high or Globex high, you know, yesterday's high, whatever, you know, you can manage it after that, right? And this was the another long here at 650, see, right here, right? After that point onwards, when price reached here, right, ES was around 12 o'clock, ES was right here, see that backup sellers area. That's why NQ was held up here, because it was NQ's resistance, ES was here, backup sellers area. That's why you see this response. That's why you bail out here, you know, your NQ position, right? Now what? Now you can trade, but you know, now it's a V reversal here, see that? And since this morning sellers were active here, right, they were active, right? Those sellers are not gonna go away that easily, you know. So now there is no point of trading, because we picked up the downside, we picked up the upside, right? Now there is nothing left to trade, you know. So when ES was close to that 20 area, right, so close enough, I would say 5 point away, right? So and eventually it went the 20 area and then came down, right? So there is no point going long aggressively, let's say light here, you know. Even though yes, price went higher, 750 was the target, right? 750 was the target, right? The max for the day, but you know, NES was 20 area, which is right here around 1345, right? Which is when NQ was 703. So this is the target, actual target. From here to here you can play, but then you know, when ES touch 20, there is no point holding a position. Even though 750 was max, this is too aggressive price, you know, considering this chop in the morning, you know, back and forth, right? But anyway, then price went higher. Let's say you took the longs, you know, let's say right here, you know, randomly above 720, and you're looking for more. Now if you don't manage it properly, you know, price will not give you a chance like this, you know, to bail out, right? It will like slow death, not slow death, but fast death. By looking at this, right, if you don't cut it, look at this, it didn't even pause anywhere. See that? All this area, it just sliced through it. Where does it stop? Right at this point where we went long. See that? See the beauty of these levels, right? That's how it is, you know. You have to pick up the pinpoint, you know, and then look what happened. Here, when price came here, I said it's a 30-minute support. And ES, I said it is 91 support, you know. And look at what happened. 91 held, 583 also held, right? But the problem is I can't go long here. But at least if you are short with the flow, then at least you can bail out, right? Because I put the note specifically in Discord that 583 is the support, 30-minute, and ES 91, right? And you can see it. Then it's rally up, right? But anyway, this box price action was not tradable, you know? So that's the story for today's trade, right? And then let's talk about Mboxwave very quickly. So I did not take a look at Mboxwave today in the morning and neither in the afternoons. This is the first time I am checking in with you, right? But at least in the morning, sorry, let me take my statement back. I did not look at it after 8 o'clock, you know. So or I would say after 7 o'clock, when I was writing my notes, I looked at it, okay? But after that, I did not look into these things. So this is the first time I'm looking with you, right? So let's find a trade here. See if there is a trade, you know. See if you can catch some trades, right? So based on my levels, I know my trades, right? My trades were right here, short, right? My target was this, correct? But so because this is my dream number, very powerful, right? This is my naked dream number, which is also became the low of the day, right? So but anyway, so so let's find a trade. So see if there is a trade, right? So this is overnight price action, right? So now I can see it was right at these levels, right? First of all, right? Or even though if you don't know this level, you can pretty much draw a line here, right? It's pretty much a good resistance. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 7 attempts, right? And then this is a support 650, you know, this dream number, or you know, you can even draw a line here like this, right? So but anyway, this was the balance also, you can see it right here, right? So now, okay, what is the visible thing that we can see here, right? So this was a balance, we know, right? And then this is the pre-market activity, this is 9 o'clock, right? So this is a balance all the way up to here, right? So now let's observe something, if we can find something. Okay, so this things 175 to 120, right? Divergence, correct? Not enough demand on the second or third or whatever, seventh time up, right? Then you can see this UT, correct? Then you can see this algo also, correct? So three things going on with you at this point right here: this divergence, this, and this, right? Three points going in your favor for sellers. Okay, so I'm just doing analysis with you right now. Okay, let me zoom it up a little bit. So right here, right? So we were here, right? So three things going on, correct? Then we are just observing these things, okay, before open. So this is how I do my analysis, right? Then you can see this, correct? Then you can see this also, correct? So 4 5 point, correct? Now before that, what happened? Number 6, this algo and this algo try to take out this, right? But immediately opposite algo came and took both of them out. So I would say point number 7 or 6, this is also, you know, like trap buyers right here, right? Then what happened? Then price sliced through this support, right? This support where it bounced, right? It sliced through it, point number 8 or 7, whatever, you know, however you want to count it. Then what happened? Actually like this, even all the way up to here also, you know, or maybe you can draw it here, right? So supply increased, this also increased, okay? So now at this point, you know, sellers, this was the pre-market short, by the way, but anyway, you know, now sellers are in control, correct? Then you have a 292 here, see, which is greater than this, so more supply, and here less demand, at least supply is greater, right? And this is going down also, right? This is going down also, correct? So at least, you know, price has a more probability to go down than up, you know. Even before open, you know, some sellers are there, and these dream numbers are very powerful, you know. So what I saw of the open, right, that my dream number was holding, right? I didn't see this, but at least if you see it here, there was a double algo here also, right before open, right? After reading this story, right, that sellers are in control, we have a double algo here, and it happens to be around dream number, right? So very powerful. And then of the open, what happened? Price open here, touched here, came down, closed lower, right? And then you can see this thing increasing, right? That was your short, you know, right here, right? So in a way, there is no visible signal, but if you look at very carefully, right, that this demand reduce divergence and this supply increasing, that was the key in this entire balance. I can say more sellers than buyers, right? Because not only they failed, buyers failed here, they had a less demand, we have algos, and on the way down more supply. Combining with this, it is a case for selling. Then you have a double algo right before open, then price touched it and then came down. You can short take a here, or you can take a short right here, right? And maybe you can look at 1 minute, then it may give you some more precise signal, right? But anyway, that was your long short story. When a price goes down like this fast, right, it is always requirement to take a profit, because overall short-term buyers are in control from last couple of days now, right? And when price goes down like this, somebody is sitting there to buy the dip, so that's why you can see these reversals, right? But anyway, this was the trade, right? Whether you take a profit at this level or this level or this level, wherever, right? And there is no point discussing these things, it's all garbage. But anyway, you can look through my previous part of this video, my regular video, to get a clue of how you could have traded this or this or this, whatever, right? But Mboxwave, this was the short signal, and that be all.